Welcome back to our Venn diagram and welcome back to the recording project. I flip-flopped a little bit between whether I was going to do this video or not, and I thought, well, there's really no time like the present. What we are going to do is we're going to add to the song that we've already been working on, but we'll be recording a track for a tertiary character, the acoustic piano. We'll be using a 1954 George Steck stand-up piano and a singular condenser mic plugged into my 18i20. I have researched and read and YouTubed and Googled all kinds of ways that you can set up mics for a piano. And there's a lot of different ways, a lot of different technical ways, a lot of creative ways. There's many, many, many options. Because this track is the tertiary character and not the main character of the song, I chose to use a singular condenser mic. And also to add to that, we'll be recording only some of the higher notes on the piano. My goal is to compare the closed version and then the top up version and see how they hold up. And also remember, this is for practice, not perfection. We're learning here. We're not, we're not doing the old, I'm not Alan Parsons or something like that. Okay, let's get to it. Here we have the top down. The mic gets set up, and my pal Heidi, who I've known for years, was kind enough to let us record her doing the parts today. Now, I gotta mention here that because the piano isn't the lead, it doesn't mean that it's not important. I can think of many songs and albums where it's all about the sum of many things that aren't at the forefront of the oral statement that make the work absolutely amazing. If you can think of some examples, let me know in the comments. Hit subscribe while you're there. I adjusted the mic here as I didn't like the signal that I was getting. What I did here was extremely simple. That condenser mic is directly from the mic pack that I used in the last drumming video. Did a few tests, and then we were off. Yes, I could have done 2, 3 mics, but I'm just starting with 1. When I arrived, we immediately turned off the furnace in her place so it didn't interrupt what we were doing because it was loud. Like myself, she lives in an open concept space, so it's really prone to all the white noises that can get in the way. We only had 2 short parts to record here, so we decided to just get a best take of each, and then I'll propagate those to their rightful places in the song. And here, quite simply, we have the top up. I placed the mic directly over the strings, and then all we had to do was record the parts. Next, we finally got some takes that Heidi was happy with, and that was it. I saved out my project, packed up, and went home. There was a little bit of noise from the piano stool, so I tried to cut that out while also syncing up the best that I could. For this reaction and rating portion of the video, I'm going to have the drums and then just the piano in the project. I want to judge the piano recording efforts only, and not with all the other tracks just yet. All right, starting with the open top. Ooh. Okay, first up, I can definitely tell a difference between the two. There's definitely a difference in sound. Secondly, I'm just going to say, yes, they are not synced up 100%, but this is practice, not perfection. Okay, moving on. Okay. Interestingly enough, I think right off the bat, the closed version came out better than the open version for sure. There are a lot of miking methods out there that I researched that instructed to put the mic directly over the strings, but I think something got lost when I was recording it. I thought that it would actually be more prominent. I can think of 2 possible reasons for this. One, more sound was lost with the top up version. and more sound was directed with the closed top version because there was these vents in front of the piano, and with the top down version, all that sound probably traveled through those vents and into the microphone, so it was more directed. That's probably why the sound is clearer. I mean, tell me what you think. I'm learning hands-on here, but I'd love to get your opinion. Moving on. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Honestly, I don't even think the player was particularly nervous or anything. I think it just all had to do with the mic placement and possibly a little bit of a level difference in between the two. The signals are slightly different. You can see that the open version is like slightly less than the top-down version, but I think we can go ahead and rate these really quickly and wrap up with some final thoughts. All right, today we're going to have our girl Tori Amos help us do the ratings. This one's really going to be very quick, guys. The top up version, I'm going to give it an it's okay. I think for this purpose, if it was the only version that I had, I think it would still serve the song, being that the piano is a tertiary but important character. Honestly, I thought I'd get a better sound out of the top up version, but alas, here we are. It's all about the microphone placement, folks. Now, for the top down version, I'm going to give it an approval for the overall sound that we got out of it. Given the circumstances, obviously, that I laid out in the previous reaction, I feel like I directed the sound more so to the mic in this version, making it clearer overall and more pleasant to listen to. Now, I do have a confession to make. So far, on this entire project, I have not used a click track at all. All of my next song breakdowns will be using a click track. You'd think I'd know better. But I got eager, I jumped in, and then I just kept working with what I had. All that being said, I know it will be easier with a click track. But then again, I have worked with folks who don't believe in click tracks. Some people don't believe in click tracks. That's just the way it is. It stamps on their creative vibe. It cramps the style. It makes people nervous sometimes. Have you had this experience before? Have you worked with somebody that just won't use a click track? I know some of you have, or some of you don't believe. Tell me in the comments. On to our final thoughts. So I'm going to say that the takeaway for this video is I learned that it's really all about the mic placement and a little bit of push and pull with the levels on your interface. You want something that sounds good and nice and clear. I don't think I would have been able to notice the difference unless I did a little shootout of some kind here. And even though they seem slightly different, there actually was a big enough difference between them that I actually preferred one over the other. No doubt more practice with different instruments will help me find that sweet spot. And I can print on my brain some hands-on knowledge of how to do all this stuff. There's a little part of me that regrets not doing this with two mics, but I actually think I learned something here. So I don't think I wasted my time. So I guess to wrap it up, it really is the sum of many tiny things that can make something really good. But you gotta really know all about those tiny things. Tell me your opinions on mic placement in the comments. I'd really like to hear them. Or maybe some experiences that you've had while you've been recording piano. Thank you so much for being here with me while I'm learning hands-on. Please like and comment on the video. It really helps push out these videos to folks that might like to see them. And before I go, here are the MVPs of this video. And that's just about it. Cheerio. Press.
always press record when the artist is peace. What? And remember to press record when you're trying to tell the diary cam about it. Okay, all right, bye.